Jai Shri Krishna, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Once again, welcome you all for yet another enlightening session on this beautiful occasion of the Global Festival of Divinity in Humanity, celebrating the universal teachings of Lord Shri Krishna, the first ever Jagadguru, whose teachings are even today relevant. That's what we have been seeing through all these days of program. Yesterday, we had the Bhagavad Gita real in action, bringing the real sense of karma yoga, the patriotic fervor which a soldier had at the Kargil war, and also the great Rashtra Bhakti, the Bhakti Yoga, the jnana that he understands that we are all the Atman and applying that in the battlefield, and the real determined willpower of Raja Yoga, all put together. Don't you feel that the soldiers are the real yogis? And that's what I felt there. Krishna is Yogeshwara, he's a Jagat Guru, and even today his teachings are relevant. And not only that he teaches directly, but he teaches through various indirect means. So today we are going to have a session on learn to learn from the Gurus of Shri Krishna. We are going to have the session from yet another great spiritual giant, a spiritual dynamo, Dr. Vidya Vachaspati Pravachana Shikhamani, Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi. And I offer my humble pranams to Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi and all the participants who have joined us today with Sashtanga pranams. Jai Shri Krishna. And we will start the session today with a beautiful chanting. We have had earlier the beautiful chanting by the children who did the Gita chanting, and you're all mesmerized by the chanting of the children. And today, to start with this session, we have with us Srimati Rupa Prasanna, who is heading the Manaswini Hana Lahari for the women. And she has been teaching a lot of women, children and elders, all the like, with excellent chantings from the Veda, from the Vishnu Sahasranama, and from the Gita, from the Dasa Sahitya, and quite a lot that Srimati Rupa Prasanna has been doing. March 1st, when Adhyatma Yoga had organized the Women's Day, International Women's Day celebration, we had a team of women coming from Srimati Rupa Prasanna's school and chanting, made the whole hall vibrant with the Vedic chanting, the Veda Gosha. They are bringing Gargi, Maitreyi, Vasaknavi tradition today in this 2020 to live. So with this, and to introduce Srimati Rupa Prasanna, she is a disciple of the very famous Chelkare brothers, Shri Venugopal and Srinivasji, who have been propagating the Vedic tradition, not just in Bangalore, not just in Karnataka, but the world at large. So Srimati Rupa Prasanna is very much blessed by learning from them, and based on the Guru Agnya, she is creating more disciples, teaching them. Even now, after the pandemic situation started, Rupa Prasanna ji has been teaching the chantings to hundreds of women by using the technology also. So with this humble words of introduction, my humble pranams to Srimati Rupa Prasanna and also Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi Guruji, both who are here with us. And before Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi could start his Vak Vrishti, we have Rupa Prasanna ji to invoke the blessings of the divine Jagadguru Shri Krishna by her Vedic chantings. Guruji, pranam, Sashtanga Namaskara. And with your permission, I request Srimati Rupa Prasanna to invoke the divine blessings. Then we will start your pravachana, Guruji. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Unmute madkobeku. Rupa Prasanna avaru unmute madkondu ನೀವು start ಮಾಡಿ.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannutibhis Siddhasadanam महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। विष्णोन्नुकं वीर्याणि प्रवोचय्यः पार्थिवानि विममेरजागंसि यो अस्कभायदुत्तरगम् सधस्तं विचक्रमाणस्त्रेधोरुगायो विष्णोरराटमसि विष्णो पृष्ठमसि विष्णोष्णप्त्रेस्थो विष्णोस्यूरसि विष्णोर्ध्रुवमसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे त्वा तदस्य प्रियमभिपातो अस्यां नरो यत्र देवयवो मदन्ति गुरुक्रमस्य सै बन्धुरित्था विष्णो पदे परमे मध्वबुत्सः प्रतद्विष्णुस्तवते वीर्याय मृगो न भीमः कुचरो गिरिष्ठाः यस्योरुषु त्रिषु विक्रमणेषु अधिक्षियन्ति भुवनानि विश्वा परो मात्रया तनुवा वृधाना न ते महित्वमन्वश्नुवन्ति उभे ते विद्मरजसे पृथिव्या विष्णो देवत्वम् परमस्य विच्छे विचक्रमे पृथिवीमेष एतां क्षेत्राय विष्णुर्मनुषे दशस्यन् ध्रुवासो अस्य कीरयोजनासः उरुक्षितिगुं सुजनिमाचकार त्रिदेव पृथिवीमेष एतां विचक्रमेष तच्च सम्महित्वा प्रविष्टुरस्तु तव सस्तवीयान् तेषगह्यस्य स्थविरस्य नाम अतो ओ देवा अवन्तु नो यतो विष्णुर्विचक्रमे पृथिव्या सप्तधामभिः इदं विष्णुर्विचक्रमे त्रेधानि दधे पदम् समूढमस्य पागुं सुरे त्रीणि पदा विचक्रमे विष्णुर्गोपा अदाभ्यः ततो धर्माणि धारयन् विष्णोः कर्माणि पश्यत यतो व्रतानि पस्पशे इन्द्रस्य युज्यः सखा तद्विष्णो परमं पदगं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुरा ततम् तद्विप्रा आसो विपन्यवो जागृवां सस्समिन्धते विष्णोर्यत्परमं पदं पर्याप्त्या अनन्तरायाय सर्वस्तोमोतिरात्र उत्तममहर्भवति सर्वस्याप्त्यै सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेना आप्नोति सर्वं जयति। ॐ अथ पुरुषो हवै नारायणो कामयत प्रजासृजे येति नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणात् रुद्रो जायते नारायणादिन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणात् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रावसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दागुंसि नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते। ॐ अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः द्यावा पृथिव्यौ च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातः शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयो अस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्टात् ओमित्येकाक्षरम् नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चा अक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदम् यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति अनपब्रवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगं रायस्पोषं गौपत्यं ततो मृतत्वमश्नुत इति य एवं वेद प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्म पुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकार मकार इति तानेकधा समभरत्तदेतदोमिति यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्म संसार बन्धनात् ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठ भुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनं तस्मात् तदिदावन्मात्रं ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्थमेकं नारायणं कारणरूपमकार परब्रह्मो एतदथर्वशिरो योधीते प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापन्नाशयति सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापन्नाशयति माध्यन्दिनमादित्याभिमुखो धीयानः पञ्चपादकोपपातक आत्प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायण पुण्यं लभते नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वोऽध्वा व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्थाद्विद्युल्लेखेव भास्वर नीवारशूकवत्तन्वी पीताभा आस्पत्यनूपमा तस्या आशिखाया मध्ये परमा आत्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्म स शिवः स हरिः सेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् आभिर्गेर्भिर्यदतो न ऊनमाप्यायय हरिवो वर्धमानः यदा स्तोतृभ्यो महि गोत्रा रुजासि भूयिष्ठभाजो अधते स्याम ब्रह्म प्रावादिष्म तन्नो माहासीत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
The program has got started with the beautiful Vedic vibrations. We invoke the blessings of Bharati Saraswati Devi as the Veda Mata. So we see in Srimati Rupa Prasanna Saraswati Devi who has chanted this for us today. And I think the blessings of our Acharya Shri Arulamalike Parsardi Guruji is already come to her because, I don't know, somehow due to technical some issue, her name should have appeared on the screen as Rupa Prasanna Ji. But the name you see there on the screen is Dr. Arulamalike Parthasarathi on her name. So that itself is indication that Guruji's blessing has showered upon Rupa Prasanna Ji. Avara hesaru nimma hesaralli bandu nimage avara ashirvadavanna kottide anta helta. So it is, though I know it is kind of not a convention usually for women to chant the Vedic mantras, but we have Gargi, Maitreyi and all those great Vedic seers whom we had, and in that direction, when I saw that the Chalkare brothers, being a great authority on the Vedas, have taught to you and they have initiated you, what more than that? And therefore I requested Srimati Rupa Prasanna to chant for us today. She has a big team. Because of the pandemic, she is alone chanting. Otherwise, she has a big team of Manaswini, Gana Lahari, Goshti. So on behalf of Advaita Academy and Adhyatma Yoga, my pranams to you. Thank you, Amma. Namaste. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, sir.
You can mute your video and
Okay, okay, sir.
audio. Friends, now to the most awaited part of the yajna that we are going through today, in which we have with us Vidya Vachaspati, Pravachana Kesari, or whatever, the awards that he has got itself. If I say the whole 1 hour session, I would be telling that. Only Acharyaji's introduction will be, a long list. Even I would say Ananta will fail to tell all those. And therefore, with all my humble pranams to Pujya Acharyaji, Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi, who is here with us, who is a globally renowned spiritual master. I would tell there is no part of the world which is untouched by his holy feet. There is no part of the world which has not been reverberated by his Vagdhvani. He is somebody whose prana is our Vedic culture, our Sanatana Dharma has been his prana, and Shri Krishna residing in his heart. The Siddhanta, the Madhva Siddhanta is one eye, the Dasa Sahitya is the other eye, and Vagdevi, Saraswati in his tongue, and his whole Sharira is definitely a Deva Sharira that he has been blessing the entire humanity with all the wonderful contributions. A great scholar of our Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic Shastras, particularly the Dasa Sahitya, and Vishnu Sahasranama. If today everybody are chanting Vishnu Sahasranama and taking a lot of benefit, not just spiritually, even materialistically, even health-wise, many people, claim of getting cured of various health issues, diseases by the chant of Vishnu Sahasranama. Even during this pandemic, for many of us, Vishnu Sahasranama chanting has become the real medicine, which is even mentioned in the Ayurveda Shastra itself. So that is what Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi has been taking to every door to door, shore to shore, and making people chant and benefit out of the Sahasranama by founding the Global Vishnu Sahasranama Foundation, the Federation. He is an author, he is a speaker. There are hardly any television channels where he would have not spoken. Everywhere his speeches has been there. And to the people of Karnataka or Kannada speaking people around the world, Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi is not a new name. And to sum up all the wonderful contributions that he had done, to introduce him, I would take the help of a small poem which I read about him. I would present it also to you. In this situation, the pandemic situation, which is tragic, we are having a spiritual magic in front of us. And his global success is beyond our logic. He is the philosopher and friend. It is he who has set a new spiritual trend. For many youngsters, he is the guide. For many aspirants, he is the pride. And that is our Dr. Arulmallike Parthasarathi ji. He can speak at will. His impact can thrill. Spirituality is his nature. For many, he has given a great future. His name is Arulmallike. He is the blossoming jasmine. It is an art that he speaks from his heart. It is an art that he speaks from his heart. All his expressions are everlasting impressions. All his expressions are everlasting impressions. His Bhagavata gave new direction. His Dasa Sahitya brought new dimension. From Canberra to California, from Atlanta to Zambia, his spiritual odyssey is bright. His noble global mission is ultimate delight. With these few words, my humble pranams to Acharyaji. And today, he is going to bring this wonderful dimension on this global festival of divinity in humanity, celebrating the universal teachings of Lord Shri Krishna as Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So if I had to say, we have with us a real Jagadguru who takes Krishna's message all around the world in front of us, though it may not be in the title, but in action, he is that. And so we are so glad. I offer my thanks to my friend, Shri Rajendra, who connected with me with Guruji. Though I have met him many times before, We have invited him to our Vyasa University, and on various occasions I have got his blessings. But when I contacted him for this occasion, immediately with open heart he accepted our invitation and blessed, and so we are having him with us here. One more major thing, if I have to tell about recognitions, many awards, and every ashram, every much of us has honored him. Particularly from the government side, there is an honor which is, there is a road in Girinagar, right from Sita Circle to the Girinagar main road. The entire road is named after Dr. Aralamallike Parthasarathi. So with this, today he is going to speak on learn to learn from the gurus of Shri Krishna. So that is the topic which Dr. Aralamallike Parthasarathi ji has blessed to us. So let's learn to learn from Guruji, Dr. Aralamallike Parthasarathi ji. Pranams, Sashtanga Namaskara.
Apadam Oliparyantam Gurunam Akritim Smaret Tena Vigna Pranashyanti Siddhyanti Cha Manorathaha Yonta Pravishya Mamavacha Mimam Prasuptam Sanjeeva Yatyagila Shakti Dharaswadam Anyancha Hastacharana Shravanatvagaadin Prana Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Namo Adhya. First of all, let me prostrate at the feet of the Lord Sri Krishna. Also, my pranams to Subhubhaya, Rupa Prasanna, and all those most respected persons who are listening to this discourse. Divinity in Humanity is a fantastic program which is already there in everyone, but somebody has to refer to it, somebody has to show that, and that indicating, showing, presenting the divinity in humanity is the very objective of this global festival of divinity in humanity. And my special thanks to Adhyatma Yoga Academy and Subhabhaya for conceiving it, believing it, and achieving it. Learn to learn from gurus of Krishna. It's a very interesting subject. This topic comes from the 11th skanda of Srimad Bhagavata. In Srimad Bhagavata, Lord Krishna calls Uddhava one day. Uddhava was his childhood friend, close associate, most confident, almost similar looking like Krishna. Almost at the fag end of the Krishna Avatara, almost in the final days before his return to Parandhama, one day Krishna calls Uddhava, tells Uddhava, Uddhava, the purpose for which I have taken this human form, Krishna Avatara, has been completely accomplished. And for me, there is no reason to overstay here. So I am getting back to my Parandhama. The moment I depart from this world, this Yuga comes to an end, Dwapara comes to an end, Kali Yuga starts off. And in Kali Yuga, very, very different type of people will be emerging in large numbers. They will be directionless. And there will be a lot of pettiness, cheapness, meanness, selfishness, vested interest, violence, cruelty, bad thoughts, bad deeds will emerge all over and all across. But still, in spite of such a sweeping and reeling impact of the bad people and the bad attitudes, still there will be good people, noble people, divine people, people with samskara and samskriti even in Kali Yuga. But they need some guidance, some direction. So I have decided to make one son of values and principles who knows everything of Dwapara to stay back even in Kali Yuga and to guide, to teach the good people, noble people of Kali Yuga. I have selected Uddhava, I have selected you for that. You are going to remain here even in Kali Yuga, and you are going to guide the good people and noble people of Kali Yuga. Immediately Uddhava says, Krishna, you know pretty well, without you I cannot think, I cannot imagine of staying even for a single second. If you come here, even in Kali Yuga, anticipating for you, expecting your arrival, I can stay. But if you don't come, there is no question of my staying here. I will depart even before you depart now. Then Krishna says, understand Uddhava, I have no intentions or plan of actually emerging or coming in Kali Yuga. I don't have any plans. So don't expect that. That is why I am leaving you as the mentor, as the tutor, as the person who can give directions and teachings for the good people. Uddhava says, all that is secondary. Without you, I cannot live even a single second. Only if you say you are going to come even in Kali Yuga, then I will stay. I will do according to your directions. Then Krishna says, okay, I am Paradhina. People say that I am independent. I am Bhakta Paradhina. So you are the greatest ardent Bhakta for me. And you want me in Kali Yuga. I will come in Kali Yuga, but not in this human form as I appear now. I take a book form. I come in a Grantha Rupa. Then Uddhava asks, which will be that Grantha? It will be Bhagavata. And you have to actually cater to the needs of good people by sorting out their problems, by solving their problems, by solving their issues. Then Uddhava says, all these days, a lot of people are bringing the problems to me, but immediately I was running to you, I was rushing to you. You were sorting it out, you were solving such problems. But in Kali Yuga, you will not be there with me in the human form. So who will be my guru? All these days you are my guru. Then in Kali Yuga, who will be my guru? Whom I can approach? And Krishna says, in Kali Yuga, don't waste time in expecting and anticipating the arrival of the greatest gurus like Vasishtha, Atri, Bharadwaja, all such people. You don't expect, and whoever you are and wherever you are in Kali Yuga, identify a guru, learn from that guru. Uddhava says, I cannot understand what you are telling. Then Krishna says, listen to me carefully. I hail from Yadava dynasty. We started from Yadu Maharaja. One day Yadu Maharaja was going in a deep forest. There, he looked that there was a person standing by the side of a tree. Under a tree, there was a person, saintly person, and he was so happy, so delighted, blissfully happy, celestially happy, so much of peace on his face, so much of tranquility on his face, so much of serenity across. Never he has seen any human being in such a type of peace, happiness, bliss, tranquility, serenity, divinity, nobility, personified into a human form. Then Yadu Maharaja went there and prostrated at the feet of that saint, asked, who are you? I have never in my life seen such a person who has got full of this ocean of happiness and ocean of peace. Can you teach me the art of getting this peace and happiness? Or can you guide me to your guru who has taught you this art of peace and art of happiness? Then that person says, I have never gone to any single person to learn this art of securing peace and happiness. I am an avadhuta, a wandering monk. People call me Dattatreya, but I am an avadhuta. I am wandering monk. And I have gurus. I learned from those gurus, but not one guru, so many gurus. Then Yadu Maharaja requested, please teach me about your gurus. and how your guru has actually inducted so much of blissful peace and divine happiness into you. I also would like to learn about it. Who are those gurus? Please tell me. So then that Avadhuta tells about those gurus to Yadu Maharaja. Then Yadu Maharaja understood that and lived so happily and peacefully afterwards. Then he narrated that to his successor, like it came up to me. Now I am actually the ruling Yadava chief, and for me also they are gurus. And if you want to learn something in Kali Yuga, don't anticipate or expect or wait for the arrival of some Sadguru. Just understand these gurus, learn from these gurus, whom I consider as my gurus, and my dynasty leader Yadu Maharaj also considered them as the gurus, and he learned this art of securing peace and happiness from Avadhuta, and that Avadhuta says they are all his gurus. Then Uddhava says, please enlighten me. Who are those gurus whom you have considered as guru? Then Krishna says, first guru for me is earth. Earth. Uddhava says, how can you learn anything from the earth, I say? If earth starts teaching you, if earth starts telling something to you, it has to open its mouth. If earth opens its mouth, all of us will be simply going deep down and nobody will be there. Krishna says, this is the first lesson that you have to learn. Earth doesn't open its mouth, but it is serving everybody. You should learn not to open your mouth unnecessarily. Silence is the treasure of the earth. Secondly, you have to learn another thing from the earth. Earth has given everything to the humanity, everything to the living beings, everything to the environment. In fact, we get our food, our water, our living, our house, our sight, our driving, everything on the earth. We take our lunch, we live, and we sleep, we enjoy, we play, we do everything on the earth. And from the moment of the birth till the death, every second we are there on this earth. It is holding, we are living. If it is not holding, even for 1 minute, we cannot live. It is holding, it is serving so many, it is serving so much, it is serving continuously. Understand, Uddhava, it has given so much of service to you and to everybody. Have you at any point of time in your life, for 1 minute, for 30 seconds, stood in silence, and have you expressed the thanks for this extraordinary service that the earth has rendered to all of us? With an attitude of gratitude, have you thanked that gratefulness to the earth? On the other hand, instead of expressing the attitude of gratitude and thanking the earth for holding us and for saving us, for protecting us, for giving us water, for giving us food, for giving us fruits, for giving us everything, still, in spite of taking all that, we dig the earth, we spit on the earth, we kick the earth, and now with the technological advancement, nuclear bombardment and devastation of the earth. But in spite of all this destruction, disintegration and devastation and damage that is caused to the earth, still she is not angry. She thinks that all the people living on the earth, they are all her children. And children, they are innocent. If they are so wise, so knowledgeable, why they will kick me? Why they will spit on me? Why they dig on me? So they are like children. They are innocent. I must excuse, in spite of all the onslaught that has been committed by the human beings and the mankind to the earth, still it excuses. It says, I have got the right to excuse. I have excused them. Learn the most important thing, Kshamaya Dharitri. Just like that, Krishna says, This society, this community, this world is not there only to praise you, to appreciate you, to compliment you, to congratulate you, and to felicitate you. This is there to criticize you and to comment upon you. This is there to pull you down, to push you down. So don't bother about that. Don't get angry about that. And there are people who will erupt on you. Still, don't get erupted. Don't retaliate. Don't think ill of others. Don't think bad of others. Think they're innocent. They're like children. If they know, why should they do it? So excuse. You've got a right to excuse. Exercise the right. Excuse them. Learn this. Don't unnecessarily open your mouth. Excuse the people. Then, even if they are actually causing a lot of insult, heaping a lot of insult on the earth, still it gives everything, from fruits to the flowers, to the food grains, to the site, to the land development, the buildings and bungalows, and to the roads, and to the flyovers, everything we create on this earth, it gives fully, totally, completely. So, even though somebody is actually doing a bad thing to you, don't try to give back the bad thing. Think good for everybody. Think God, think good. Think God, think good. That is the lesson that you have to learn from the Guru called Earth. Then the second Guru is Air. What is that you have to learn from the air? Air is the second Guru. Air, become a air. When Krishna says to Uddhava, become a air, Uddhava says, I am a solid person, I am a solid body. How can I become a gas like air? Then Krishna says, you must become a air. Air is essential for living of any body and every body. Air is absolutely necessary. Air is inevitable. Air is unavoidable. Air is absolutely essential. And you must become like that. Means for your people, for your family, for your community, for your circle, the whole humanity, they must feel that you're absolutely essential for them. Even if you're not there for a single day, they must feel we are missing, we are missing, we are missing. Become essential like that. Then secondly, you have to learn another thing from the air. What is that? Air is a life source. It's a life force. It gives life. It doesn't expect anything. And the entire breathing system, the whole world is given free by the air. It doesn't charge. It gives so much of service to entire humanity and the living being. It doesn't charge, it gives free. And by giving that service, it feels happy. Like that, you give the service, feel happy. Don't commercialize everything. The another thing that you learn from the air is, air, now you are, wherever you are breathing. When you are breathing, you are getting the air, experiencing the presence of the air. But still, this air which you are taking is clean air, neat air. This is a pure air, and it is colorless, odorless. It's a wonderful air. But this air has not come, it is not generated in cities, it is not generated in machines. It comes from different type of forests, hills, mountains, and surrounding areas. And in those forests, in those hills, in those mountains, thousands and thousands of varieties of animals will be there. And every day, any number of and many animals will be dying there. Birds will be dying there. Insects will be dying there. Their dead bodies will be lying there. And from the dead bodies of these animals, birds, living beings, worst smell, foul smell, bad smell will be coming. And when air comes there, automatically it gets attached to that, and air will be stinking. And it's just a small example. If a rat dies, and nearby the stinking smell, you can't breathe anything like that. In the forest, such a huge number of animals will be dying, and there will not be any type of post-mortem examination by any hospital, or any type of burial arrangements by the municipalities or corporations for the forest animals, and automatically they lie there, and their worst foul smell will be coming into, and it joins, it will be added to the air. But Air will never carry that bad, stinking, foul smell into the cities, towns, villages where the people will be breathing. Air has got one special character, one capacity. What is that? The moment it is attracted, attached, it is joined by any foul smell, worst smell, stinking smell, the animal smell, dead body smell, it is alerted. It gets alerted within the shortest span of time. It gets released from the clutches of that smell. It gets disconnected from that smell. It becomes original. It becomes natural. It becomes purer. It becomes clearer. It becomes clean. And when it comes to the villages and cities and the towns, it will be beautiful, natural, original, pure, crystal clear air. What is the lesson? Krishna says, lesson is in your life journey also, knowingly or unknowingly, sometimes you may be influenced by the bad people, the bad company, the bad association, bad elements, the foul people. But get alerted yourself, and at the earliest possible time, just get detached from them, come out of their influence, come out of their impact, become natural, become original, become noble, become divine, be wonderful, start serving the community, learn it. Then the third guru is the sky. Sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. How? Sky is the limit means everybody has got so much opportunity in the world that it is limitless. Sky has no boundary. You also have no boundary for its limitless opportunities are available in this world. Only thing is, you have the brain, apply the brain. You start believing, you start conceiving, you start achieving. That is the very important thing of sky is, sky has no boundaries, has no barriers, there is no limit. Sky is the limit. Tremendous opportunity. That means to say, sky accommodates everybody. Sky accommodates all the continents, all the countries, all the people, all the forest, all the mountains, everybody in the world accommodated by the sky. Sky provides opportunity. Sky provides accommodation. It accommodates everywhere. It accommodates everybody. It accommodates everything. What is it you have to learn? Try to be accommodative. Go on. In your life, you came with nothing. You don't take anything. In the journey of life, whatever best possible you can accommodate, wherever you can accommodate, whomsoever you can accommodate, go on accommodating, go on accommodating, go on accommodating, go on helping. Another thing that you have to see, sky is so vast, so sky is so huge, sky is so beautiful blue, sky is crystal clear. And when the sky is so beautiful, so grand, so extraordinary, so vast, so beautiful, so fascinating, so attractive, naturally some people becomes jealous of it. Somebody is extraordinarily great, others start feeling jealousy. So somebody starts feeling jealousy of sky also. They start covering, they bring clouds, and clouds cover. Sometimes going in the flight, in the window seat, if you are sitting, you just look at there, you want to see the sky is not visible, completely covered by the clouds. Then clouds will laugh at the sky. They say, oh sky, you are telling you are grand, you are great, you are spectacular, you are generous, you are extraordinary, you are so great, accommodative. Now you are nowhere. You are not to be seen to the world. We have closed you, we have finished you, we have covered you. Immediately sky says, yes, I am not visible, I am not to be seen, and I am closed. Correct. But understand one thing, clouds, understand one thing, you are just a passing cloud. You are just a passing cloud. A minute or 2 minutes, you will vanish. I will be here. I am here. I will be there. I am permanent. You are a passing cloud. Then Krishna, Uddhava says, what is the message? What is it I have to learn from this Guru? Krishna says, in the life journey of every person, even though the person is good person, is great person, is noble person, is generous person, is doing only good things, still many difficulties, many obstructions, many objections, many problems, many tensions, many turmoils, many crises, many catastrophes, many type of problems will emerge like clouds. They cover him, they cover him, they cover him, and they cover her, they cover her. Ultimately, they start feeling that I am closed, I am finished, I had to die, I had to commit suicide. But for all such people, sky gives one lesson. Lesson is, I say, these difficulties, these problems, these tensions, these turmoils, these turbulences, these catastrophes, all these confusions are just passing clouds. Don't bother. Withstand against this for some time. Once the cloud goes, you are clear. You will be uncovered. You will be discovered. You will be discovering new opportunity. You will be wonderful. You will be great. Learn this from the sky. Then another important guru is water. What is it you have to learn from the water? Water is the guru. How is that? Uddhava asks, how water can become a guru? Then the Krishna says, take one drop of water, put it that, it flows. Take one glass of water, pour it, it flows. Then take a bucket of water, then you'll pour it, it flows. Just stand by the side of the river, look at the water, it flows. Water always flows, moves, dynamic, dashing, daring, it moves. Develop this art of movement, momentum, vibrance, and this chalanashilata, this dynamism, driving force, this flow, this drive, initiative, flow, dynamism, vibrance, that extraordinary flow. What it brings? It says, look at the river. When it flows, because the speed gains momentum, and when it is moving in that speed, in that momentum, it creates the vibrations, so it creates the power, energy, the spirit. Like that, any person who will get this water as the guru, that person, he will never be static, stagnant, stationary. He will never be jada. He develops chaitanya, he develops spirit, he starts flowing, he starts moving, he has drive, he will be dynamic, he will be dashing, he will be daring, he will be successful. Learn it from the water. Then another thing that you have learned from water is pure. Water is pure. Basically, natural water will be pure. And water is sacred. Water will have sanctity. In fact, when I go to many countries in the world, I will be asking at random many of the non-resident Indians in different countries, what is your lifetime ambition? Most people, they have given remarkably similar answer to me. Most of the people living in different parts of the world, Indians, when I ask them, what is your aspiration and final ambition? They say that at the earliest, to go back to India, at the earliest, to go back to Haridwar or Rishikesh, take one dip in Ganga River. That will be my lifetime ambition. He may be rich, he may be poor, he may be senior citizen, he may be a young adult, he may be a lady or a gentleman. But basically, every Indian believes that the river water, Ganga, the Tirtha, is sacred and divine. Anybody who comes into contact with the water, he will be purified, she will be purified. You have to learn the lesson here. You should become water. Anybody who comes, water is essential for cleaning. Maybe cleaning of the vessels, cleaning of the cloths, cleaning of your hand after the lunch. But cleaning, it cleans. Water cleans. You should become water. Anything or anybody who comes into your contact must be able to clean their mind, clean their mindset, clean their attitude. Then another thing is, water is refreshing. For example, we are totally tired, fully tired. Take a shower. Or when you are walking or jogging or trekking, if you're tired, then if there is a small river there or a pond there, just go, sit, leaving your legs in the water, you get totally refreshing experience. You become fresh. Water refreshes. You should be like water. That means to say, anybody who comes with a lot of problems, lot of tension, lot of agony, lot of tears, you should be a refreshing experience for them. Don't aggravate the problem further. You should give a refreshing experience for them. Then water is a life force, living force, and you should be life force for many, many people in the community. Water is gentle in nature. You should be gentle in nature. Then water, actually, it flows in the river, and the river, if I just ask the river, anybody who is living by the side of the river, where this river goes and reaches, he says, I have not studied oceanography, I don't know its destination. But the river has not studied anything. 300 miles earlier, 700 miles earlier, 1300 miles earlier, it knows its destination. It has recognized its objectives. It knows its target area, and it doesn't deviate. It doesn't backtrack. It doesn't sidetrack. It will flow only to reach that objective, to achieve that objective, to achieve that destination. Learn this. That is, every river will have an objective, a destination. You must have an objective for your life, a destination. Then, when the river flows, no government in the world has created a smooth and a soft highway, waterway for the river flow. No country. It flows. When the river is flowing with tremendous speed, suddenly if there's a valley, immediately the jerk will not be there. It is not afraid. It is not frightened. It will never come back because there's a valley. It cannot go. It falls, but it rises. It flows. If there is a hill, if there is a mountain, it doesn't fright. It is not frightened, and it is not afraid. It will cut a tunnel there. It will flow. That is, nobody can stop the flow of the river. Nobody can stop the flow of river. It's unstoppable. Once it starts momentum, once it gains momentum, once it starts flowing, once it knows its objective, till it reaches its objective, it will never take rest. It will never be stopped. It's unstoppable. Learn this. Have an objective of your life, a great and grand objective of your life, spectacular objective of your life. Start moving in the direction. No side tracking, no backtracking, no attraction, no temptations. Just move around. Ultimate stop you. Stoppable. Achieve the objectives. Learn it from the water. Then another guru is fire. Fire. If you see any fire, you can identify the glow. Fire has beautiful glow. And every person glow on the face, eyes, the forehead. The glow of the person speaks the spirit, the power, and the powerful personality. Important. Develop a fire power. Whenever you are talking, doing, achieving, performing, productive. Fire power. That is the spirit. The strength, stamina, stability is the indication of the fire power. Then fire, another most important lesson is fire always will be bright. You should be bright. You should be right. You should be upright. You should think bright. You must act smart. You should be sharp. That brightness, fire. When the fire rages, nobody can suppress it. It cannot be suppressed by any others. So when you take up a particular task, when you are achieving it, you cannot be suppressed by, you cannot be stopped by any forces or any person. Then fire consumes everything. Fire swallows everything. Put anything, it consumes. Like that, you also start absorbing anything and everything. Everybody. Somebody may appreciate you, somebody may compliment you, somebody may complain you, somebody may criticize you, somebody may use harsh words, somebody may start learning, consuming everything. Then when there is a fire for the car, it takes the form of the car. There is a fire for the building, it takes the form of the building. There is a fire for the book, it takes the form of the book. When there is a fire for the furniture, it takes the form of the furniture. So it takes any form, it adjusts, it adapts to that form. Like that, every person should be flexible. He must know, she must know how to adjust, how to adapt, how to be flexible. Nobody should be rigid. People should be flexible. Learn it. It has no shape. Learn it. Then another important guru is moon. What is it you have to learn from the moon? Moon is pleasant. You should be pleasant. Moon is cool. You should be cool. Moon will be calm. You should be calm. Moon will be delightful experience. Anybody who comes to you, talks to you, who contacts you, yeah, they must get delightful experience. Moon is wonderful for moonlight. In fact, honeymoon and moonlight dinner are used because of these delightful experience, cool experience, the calm experience, the happy experience, the blissful experience that the moon provides. Then moons, it is so pleasant, and everybody who comes into your contact should experience that pleasant thing from you. And another important thing that you have to learn from the moon is, when the moon is so beautiful, so wonderful, so pleasant, so cool, so calm, then who will tolerate? People become jealous. They start attacking it. They start covering it. The first day, second day, seventh day, if you see, half the moon is covered. 14th day, only small thing will be available. Mostly the moon is covered. 15th day, moon is finished. Moon is covered. Moon is not visible. Then those forces who have closed, finished, and covered the moon, they shout, you are telling you are great, bright, beautiful, delight, everything, but we have closed you, we have finished you, you are completely covered, you are not to be seen to the world, everything is dark. Then moon says, I accept, you have closed me, you have covered me, I'm not to be seen, but understand one thing, come tomorrow, tomorrow belongs to me. Go next day, he has opened up already. Go third day, he has opened up so much. Seventh day, has come out half. 15th day, smiling and completely brimming, blooming. So, tomorrow belongs to me. Hope, expectation, that confidence of tomorrow, you have to learn it from the moon. Then honeybee, another guru is honeybee. Honeybee means honeybee goes, sits on the flower, sucks that essence, but when it goes, finds out the flower, sits on that, it doesn't disturb, it doesn't perturb the structure of the flower, the petals, or its aroma, its fragrance, its design, nothing is disturbed, but it sucks, it takes the essence, the makaranda from that flower, even without causing any problem for the flower. It comes, like it goes to another flower, it sucks like that, from flower to flower, it goes and collects, ultimately it becomes so beautiful honey, sweet honey, medicinal honey, costliest honey, precious honey, auspicious honey, profitable honey gathering. So, like that, you have to learn that this art of, whenever you meet a person, learn a lesson from that person. Have experience, learn the lesson from the people, from every situation and from every experience, learn to learn. That is what honey bee is doing. Then from honey gatherer, you have to learn another thing. He is another guru. What is it you have to learn from honey gatherer? Honey gatherer goes there, looks at a huge the storage of honey by the honeybees, and he waits for an opportunity. Honeybee will not be drinking, will not be using, just depositing and depositing and depositing. It is not actually using it in any way. Ultimately, one day, honey gatherer will be looking at that. He goes in the midnight, just pour some petrol or kerosene, something like that, puts the fire, they will all run away, many of them will die. He will take the entire nest and he will squeeze it, gets the honey, sells it, drinks it, makes money, makes profit. This is a very important lesson to the mankind. Whatever you are going to earn, just keeping it FD, deposits without using it, without spending it, it becomes ultimately a waste. You will not get any benefit. Use it. Whatever money for your expenditure. Then another important lesson that you learn is from the ocean. Ocean. What is that you have to learn from the ocean? Ocean is, first of all, very huge. Secondly, ocean is having a lot of depth. In depth, it is called in depth, deep. Any study, any understanding of any sensible person must be in depth. That is why we called the scholars are those people who have got in-depth knowledge in anything field of activity. So depth is the very important thing. Secondly, it has so much of water, it never crosses the boundary, it never crosses the barrier. Every week, every 15 days, just for joy, if it starts crossing, then Bombay, Calcutta, Chennai, these cities are there from hundreds of years, but the ocean there, the sea there has never crossed. Don't cross the boundaries. That is the lesson for youngsters. That is the lesson for the students. There is a lesson, very important lesson to become a responsible citizen. Don't cross the boundaries unnecessarily. Usually, it will be calm. It will be peaceful. Wherever you go, most of the oceans are very calm, very peaceful. You should be very calm, very peaceful, knowledgeable, intellectual, in-depth understanding of the knowledge. Then ocean gives a beautiful joy, the water delight, and you should also give that wonderful delight and joy for the people who come nearer to you. Many people, they go for Samudra Snana or on the beaches, world over the costliest areas of the beaches. People flock there. Once they get a chance, they are near the beaches. Ocean attracts. You must be attractive. You must be fascinating like that. Then ocean has got another thing. What is that? Ocean, if the entire, all the rivers are completely flooded during the rainy season and all the floods are joining the ocean will not get flooded. Suddenly for 2 years or 3 years, is a total drought situation and there is no rain at all and all the rivers are completely dried up. Not even a drop of water is going to ocean. Ocean will not become empty. Ocean will be still full. If all the rivers and all the floods are completely joining the ocean, ocean will not flood. It will be the same thing. If no river joins and no water joins, still water will be there, full in ocean. So, if everybody comes, happy. Nobody comes, still happy. Develop that dispassionate nirliptata of the ocean. Then another guru is elephant. What is it I have to learn from elephant? Elephant, the word even for a child, if you say elephant, child says, it is huge, it is big. The first important message is think big and act big. Think big, act big. Think great, act grand. Think magnificent, act spectacular. That is the lesson of the elephant. Don't think small, don't think petty, don't think cheap, don't think mean, don't think narrow, don't think hollow, don't think shallow. Think big, think great, think grand, think spectacular, think magnificent. Whatever you think is going to become happen. It will happen. All the things in the world, they are created twice. One, in the mind of some person, they form the thinking, then in its actuals and factual. So thinking is very, very crucial for the creation of any new things, new ideas, new products. Think big, act big. Then look at the elephant. It will be having very huge ears, very huge ears. Why? Because listening is important. Listen first, then talk. Listen first, then talk. Don't talk first and then check. Check first and then talk. Listen. Listen to the people. Listening is the most important aspect of communication. An effective communication, a good communication is the happy and harmonious blending of telling, listening, understanding, avoiding misunderstanding. Listening is a very important thing. Learn it from the elephant. Then deer. Deers in the forest will be actually moving around so freely, so beautiful. Deer will be so beautiful. And deer runs with such a terrific speed. In fact, Parikshita in Bhagavad chases a deer and he fails to capture it. And that becomes instrumental, responsible factor or he is going and meeting the Shamika Rishi and further. Deer cannot be captured that easily because it runs so fast, but still deer hunters are so common everywhere, particularly in America. Many states will be giving permission for deer hunting. How can they hunt a deer when it runs with so much of speed and ferocity? Nobody can capture, but still they hunt it because it has got a weakness. What is that weakness? Whenever it gets a desi, a Grammy music, a folk music, it closes its eyes, starts listening to that, stops there, stands still, as if it is giving a pose for a photograph, and it forgets the whole world. And that is the point. That is the point where the hunter will shoot it, kill it. This is the world. If you are attracted and tempted by any of these things in the world, you will close your internal eyes and you will forget where you are. And that is where you are stuck. You are hunted down in this world. So always be on the guard, always be alert, always be attentive, always be cautious, always be vigilant is the lesson that you have to learn from the deer. Then another guru is child. Then Uddhava asks, child, what is it I can learn from the child? A child doesn't have knowledge. A child has not studied anything. A child has no experience. A child cannot be versatile. What is it I can learn from the child? Then Krishna says, this is the first lesson that you have to understand, Uddhava. What is that? Elders think that child doesn't know and I know. Child doesn't know and I know. It may be wrong, Krishna says. It may be wrong. Child may know and you may not know. So don't think that others don't know and you only know. Another thing that you learn from the child is, a child is always natural. It is never artificial. It doesn't think what others feel, what others think. It will be natural. Only when it comes to the contact with the elders, gradually it starts becoming artificial, superficial. And ultimately it becomes such a tragedy. 80% of all our interactions and communication, conversations and relationships are artificial and superficial. We have lost the touch of nature, naturality, originality. Can you come across any person who can talk naturally, feel naturally, love naturally, like naturally? That naturality has gone. And if you want to see once again that naturality, go back to children. Children, they are so natural. Secondly, children, they smile. They smile effortlessly, easily, frequently. And in a country like India, to make a person to smile, possibly you have to bribe them. People have lost the art of smiling. They don't know how to always completely tight-lipped, serious-lipped. The smile is one of the very important decoration, ornament. It adds to the face value of the person. Learn it from the child. Then thirdly, to learn another thing from the child. Child is always creative. It is creative. Thinks always something new, creating, creativity. Learn it from that. Fourth thing is, it's always inquisitive. It wants to know, what is that? How is that? Where is that? How can you do that? Inquisitive. That is the source of acquiring the knowledge. Be inquisitive. Then it is not having any ego. Child is not having any ego. It is not having selfishness. It has no vested interest. Open, free, natural. You should not have ego. Learn it from that. Then a child teaches to the elderly people, it should be likable, lovable, irrespective of the caste, creed, color, race, language, religion. Every child is likable, lovable with the people because it has no selfish motives inside. Child doesn't have selfish motives, but as a person becomes older, he develops selfish motives. Then another guru is sun. What is that you have to learn from the sun? Sun is early morning every day. The whole world which will be sleeping for the entire night is awakened by the sun. Sun awakens. And the moment everybody gets up, they become active in their work, in their productivity, in their performance, in their job, in their movement. He activates. Sun electrifies the whole atmosphere. Learn this quality of the sun. Wherever you are there, you must awaken them. You must kindle them. You must activate them. You must electrify them. You must inspire them. You must motivate them. You must stimulate them. Make them charged. Create spirits. That is what sun is doing. Secondly, the moment sun comes, light comes, darkness goes. Darkness is not darkness, it is the absence of light. Darkness is not darkness, it is the absence of the light. The moment he comes, he brings light, he brings delight, he brings enlightenment. Sun, the moment he comes, he brings light, he brings delight, he brings enlightenment. That you have to learn. Krishna tells to Uddhava, anybody, if he is growing, then he has to bring to the community the light. Light means knowledge, intellect, delight, happiness, peace, enlightenment, matured understanding. Then you have to learn another thing from the sun. What is that? Sun gives the rain in the form of creating clouds. And from the rain, the water becomes fertile and the crop comes in, the food grain comes in, the flowers comes, the fruit comes, the juice comes, and the food comes to the whole humanity. So everybody is getting the water and the food because the sun is giving the rain. Then you ask the sun, I say, what a great job you are doing. I say, you are giving the food, you are giving the fruit, you are giving the juice, you are giving the flower, you are giving wonderful thing, entire living beings of the whole universe. You are so great. Then sun says, what a great I am. I just come there, I do my duty, I just go. That is all. As simple as that. Howsoever great you are, don't unnecessarily arrogate yourself that you are so great. The sun who is giving the light and the rain and the water and the food, the natural vegetation, the whole world still feels that is simply normal. It does his job. Another thing that you have to learn is he is always brightest. Sun is always bright. He is never dull. No moment he is dull. He is always bright. You must be bright always. You must be shiny. Sun shines. You must be shining. And another thing is, always move with the sunshine people. Always move with the sunshine people. Because sun shines. Then another thing, most important thing that you have to learn from this guru called sun is, sun sends his powerful rays on the sea and the ocean. Then he lifts the surface water from the ocean and he moves them to the sky and he spreads them into the clouds. He forms the clouds, lifting the water, surface water from the ocean through his powerful rays, sun rays. Then these clouds will be there. Then the same sun releases further very heated, hot rays on the clouds, melts them, and they start pouring into rain, and the rain comes now. So he lifts the water from the ocean, and cloud formation of the clouds. Then once again he sends his very hot rays on them. Then he converts them into rain. Rain comes. What is so special about it? There is extraordinary special about it. What is that? That you have to learn. Krishna says, what is that? When the sun lifts the surface water from the ocean, ocean gives only salt water. Ocean gives salt water. Because ocean has given the salt water, sun will never give back the salt water. He will process that. He will transform that. He will convert that into sweet water. He releases the sweet water into the rain and he gives back sweet water into this world. Learn this lesson. A human being should understand sun as the guru, because he, even though the ocean, all the oceans of the world gives only salt water to him, still he will never give back the salt water. He gives only sweet water. Like that, if you are a human being, this society, this community, this world has not come to give you sweet water, to give you honey, to give you amrita, to give you pleasantries, to give you appreciation, to give you compliments, to give you congratulations, to give you gifts, and to give you appreciation. On the other hand, it has come to give you criticism, commentary, abuse, insult, harsh words, only salt water. Take them, but don't give back the same salt water. Give back the sweet water. This is a very major lesson that you have to learn from the sun. Then another guru that is told by Krishna is a bird called Kurara bird. What is this Kurara bird? It is a small bird. Krishna tells a story. It is a small bird. This bird was very hungry. It was just flying. It looks a big flesh, very huge flesh. It is a small bird. It's a very huge chunk of flesh, but still it was happy because available freely. There's no competitor, and it can lift everything. It can just, it started flying towards that particular big chunk of the flesh. It goes there and it captures that, it catches that, and it holds the entire big chunk of flesh in its small mouth. The bird itself is small, its mouth is still small, but it is so greedy, so ambitious, it wants to take everything. So it goes there, takes a full chunk of the flesh, keeps it in its mouth, and it is hanging, it starts flying. When it starts flying, suddenly large number of big the flies, birds, very huge birds, started chasing, attacking this small bird. Small bird thinks, I have never fought with them. They are so big, so huge. I never fought. They are not my enemies. I never competed. They are not competitors. Why is that they are chasing? They are attacking. Possibly another minute, they will simply come and pounce upon me. I may die. Suddenly, it understood. It left that big chunk of the flesh that it was holding in the mouth. It was dropped and it fell to the ground and it continued the flying. All those big birds which were actually chasing and attacking that small bird suddenly turned towards that place where that big chunk of the flesh was grounded, and they all went there. Now this is free from attack, this is free from tension, this is free from ordeal, this is free from the fear. That is all. Then Uddhava says, what is the lesson from this Kurara bird? Krishna says, less luggage, more comfort. Less luggage, more comfort. Beyond its capacity, the Kurara bird started actually carrying with lot of greed, ambition. Ultimately, it was caught. Then another guru is spider. What's that you have to learn from the spider? A spider, it weaves the web. It creates the web. The first website in the world, in the universe, was created by the spider, spider's web. It creates the web. It sustains and maintains the web by hanging on to that and living there. And some fine day when it doesn't like to continue over there, it withdraws, it destroys the web. Then what is the message? What is the message that you learn from this guru? Uddhavas, Krishna says, I say, an ordinary insect like a spider can do the wonder of creation sustenance and destruction. Can't you imagine? Whole universe is created, conceived, created, sustained, maintained, destroyed, disintegrated by some force, some source. Understand that. Then another guru is moth or grasshopper. It's also called as patanga. Patanga is a small fire insect. Small fire insect. It is called as minukuvula. It is attracted by the fire, the light. During the rainy season, near the tubelights, many of these patangas or the moths or the grasshoppers, they just go there, they are attracted, they are tempted, they are attempted, they fly there, they move there, they rest there, they run there, they go there, and immediately they are burnt there, and they fly, they fall down, they die. When their wings are completely burnt, automatically they can't fly, and they fall and they die in hundreds, in thousands. If just by the side of one fly, one patanga, another is sitting, and this patanga is attracted, tempted, it attempted, it goes there, it burns its wings, and it flies, it dies. The next one, its friend, it looks at that, it sees that, it is seeing, it is attracting, going there, burning, falling down, dying, but still, even after that, it flies, it goes, tempted, attempting, going there, burning, and dying. This is not the story of the patanga. This is the story and the history of millions of people all across the world. Knowingly and knowingly, people fall a prey for this greed, ambition, temptation, and all these things. And they fall prey, ultimately they fall. It's a great fall. Learn it. Then another important guru is the maiden with bangles. Krishna tells a small story also there. Maiden with the bangles. What is that? Once a family visited a maiden's house, having interest in taking that maiden for their son. So for final negotiation, they have decided almost, for final negotiation and agreement, they have come there. Because it was a surprise visit, the parents, the maiden, was not there in the house. Only she was there. She was a girl. But with all the samskara, she could actually welcome them, receive them. She gave the milk and she said, just wait for 1 or 2 hours. I'll prepare the food and you take the food. By the time parents will come. Then she went inside, searched for the rice. Rice was not there. So the pounded rice was not there. So the raw rice was there, and she has to pound it and clean it, then prepare the food. So she started actually pounding the rice. When she was pounding the rice, the bangles on her both the hands started making huge sound as she was pounding the rice. She thought, if these sounds of the bangles, according to the pounding, is heard by the so-called would-be parent-in-laws, then they may think that we are very poor, full of poverty, they may not like it, and they may go away, and they may be disconnected. So what she did, she removed all the bangles except one. Now one bangle did not make any sound. She could complete the pounding shortly, within the short span of time. She could prepare the food. She served the food with all the courtesy, decency, dignity, respect, and love and affection and concern. They were supremely happy. And by the time the parents emerged there, automatically the agreement and understanding was there, and engagement was there, and it got cleared. The Uddhava says, a small story, I can understand the Desi story. What's the message? Then Krishna says, message is this. Always, more number of people, confusion, conflict, contradictions. If there are 3 people, it is a crowd. 2 people, 3 opinions will be there. Disagreements, misunderstanding. And always irritation, quarrelsomeness, and thinking about others also. So avoid that. Be alone. Be alone. Be silent. You can meditate. You can focus. You can do wonderful work. Great achievements come from quality mind. Great achievement comes from quality decisions. Quality decisions comes from quality mind. Quality mind cannot come with the confusion, contradiction, conflict, disagreement, misunderstanding. So think closely and alone. Think alone, you can succeed great. You can exceed also. So that is the lesson. Then another guru. With this, I will conclude. Who is another guru? Arrow maker. Uddhava says, what I can learn from the arrow maker? How can an arrow maker can become a guru? Then Krishna says, yes, learn a lot from the arrow maker. There was a very old man of 80 years in a capital city of a king. Usually in the corner of the street, main road, he was sitting every day from morning to evening, and he was preparing the arms, the arrows in particular. That particular day, he had undertaken a job of giving sharp edge for one specific arrow. So he was doing that. 80 years, eyesight was less. He was doing that. Small person, a big 80-year person, but a small arrow, giving the very sharp edge for it. Now, that was a celebration day, victory day for the royal king. So the royalty, the king had a wonderful celebration, royal procession, right royal procession, huge procession, lot of elephants, lot of chariots, lot of horses, and lot of the people, and thousands and thousands of people. They were all chanting bhajans and songs and dancing. So much of fanfare and celebration all across in the big procession, elephant procession was coming. He was seated on a big elephant. Then it entered into this road where this fellow was seated. And when the procession came, all the people all across, they stood up and paid full respects. Entire city stood up. And this procession came right in front of this old fellow, and he is doing it. He never got up. He never showed respect. Suddenly, security chief of the or the king observed this old man not getting up, not paying the tributes, not bothering about the king. Then he kept silent. He did not create an issue there. He came, the procession was over. A king asked the commander, was everything fine? Whether everybody paid due respects? The commander said, everything was grand, spectacular. Everybody gave standing ovation to you. Everybody stood up, but except one fellow, so arrogant, even in front of him, the procession was going, when you were going on the elephant, till the fellow never stood up, never smiled, never reciprocated, never paid any tributes or respects. What? It's a disrespect for the royalty, for the whole heritage. Nobody did it. Bring him and hang him. Bring him, hang him, ordered the king. Immediately that fellow was summoned and he was brought, and all the arrangements were made to hang him in front of the king. King asked, you will be hanged now. Are you having anything to say? The old man says, I'm already 80. Hanging me and killing me doesn't make much difference for me. But can I know the reason why you are hanging me? The king said, I say, when such a huge procession, massive procession, magnificent procession, royal procession, right royal procession was going in front of you, you never cared for it, you never stood up, you never respected it, you didn't bother about it. It is a disrespect to the royalty and to the palace. So we are hanging you. What? Which procession? King said, don't play. Are you blind? No, I got full eyesight. So much of drums and so much of different types of instruments, so much of music and so much of dancing, so much of roaring. And did you not hear, did not listen to that? I did not listen. Are you deaf and dumb? No. Whatever you are speaking, I am listening. Then you are not blind, you are not deaf and dumb. So much of fanfare. What you are doing then? I was doing my job. What is your job? I was giving a sure pledge for this wonderful sword. Fortunately, the king was an expert in arms and ammunitions. Said, okay, bring that sword. Then the sword was brought, and king examined the sword. He told, here is one extraordinarily great person in our kingdom. Look at this workmanship. Unless you focus and you concentrate, you meditate, it's almost like a tapasya. He has given the sharpness for the edge. I understand one thing today. When a person takes anything, any work, any job, focus, focus, focus. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. Then concentrated concentration becomes meditation. It becomes tapasya. That this wonderful performance is the result of such tapasya. Honor him. Release him. Honor him. Uddhava says, what is the message? How you can take the Aramika as the Guru? Says, any work that you do it from the heart, do it sincerely, do it with dedication, do it with focus. You have to do it efficiently, effectively, excellently, extraordinarily, with focus, attention, and concentration, concentrated concentration, like meditation and tapasya. Every work should be converted into a tapasya, into a performance. Job should be transformed into a wonderful performance. That is the lesson. Like that, yes, 24 gurus. And they are relevant even today, even though that was told by Krishna as the gurus that he has adopted from his dynasty, Advaita dynasty. And for Yadu Maharaj, these gurus were narrated by the Avadhuta Maharaj, Dattatreya. Still, Krishna considered these things, natural elements, as his guru. And he says, Uddhava, tell to the people of Kali Yuga to take all these things as their gurus. They will succeed. Not only that, they will exceed also. So, with these few words, all the scriptural writings, lessons are very relevant. They are contemporary even today. The only thing is to understand it, you have to take it, you have to imbibe it, you have to inject it, and we have to popularize it. The 24 gurus, as has been narrated by Krishna to Uddhava, to take these things as gurus and convert your life, convince your life into something extraordinary, successful, and most happy life. It is there. Think of the sun, or think of the moon, or think of the ocean, or think of sun, anything. They give wonderful, wonderful message to you. And that message, I conclude with the message, water. He says, the sun takes the salt water, never gives back the salt water. He gives back only sweet water to the world. We are here. We let us take, the communities, they don't blame the community. It is there only to give salt water to you. But convert that. Apply the mind. Be good, be gentle, be original, be natural, be divine, be noble, be great. Convert it into sweet water. So let me thank this extraordinary accomplishment of this organization, and particularly the Subbu Bhaiya has done a great job in bringing out the divinity in humanity. Everybody is basically divine. Only thing is, somebody has to, it is covered. Somebody has to uncover and discover. Subbu Bhaiya and this organization, they are uncovering and discovering. Let me thank you and thank all the listeners. And also I thank for giving this wonderful opportunity for me. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Great days ahead, sir.
It is your humbleness, though you are in the Himalayan zenith, your humbleness to thank us. But we don't have any words to thank you, Guruji, for these wonderful words of wisdom that you have showered upon us. Outside, the clouds have been showering rains outside. And inside here, you have been showering your Vak Vrishti. And I'm sure that all the participants who have been attending with us will acknowledge with me that we keep hunting for gurus actually. In today's world, especially you go to YouTube, net and all those things. So a lot of this guru and that guru and all those things. So we would, go on to look for various gurus and listen to all of them who are physically present. But Krishna has taught to Uddhava that you don't have to look for the human gurus. Even nature itself is the best guru, the Panchabhutas that we have. And even a child can teach us a great lesson. I remember a beautiful poem in Tamil, Tirukkural, which Modi ji also nowadays quotes a lot. So in Tirukkural, Tiruvalluvar says, Yeppurul yar yar vai ketpinam appurul meipurul kanbadarivu. Whatsoever we hear from anybody, there will be an essence in it. So let's listen to that quintessence and then adapt that in our life. The good thing which is there, as you rightly said, even though the society may give us salt, but let us take the sweet, as rightly the sun does it. Really, Radha Rao has mentioned mesmerizing, talk. And Shri Ramuji, who was a great Vedanta scholar, also have been, mentioning that Saraswati has been flowing through. It's a Vag Vaibhavam, as we have been hearing, the flow of words, rhythmic and rhyming, that it has been coming through you and conveying yet the beautiful message. Sometimes we hear lectures where the Vag Vaibhavam is big, but we won't be able to understand. We will be here and then say, wow, it is good, but what did we understand? So in you, though it had the grandeur of the wonderful words, the flow of words, but still you made it very easy, down to earth for all of us to understand and relate. And that's extraordinary of you, Guruji, that we have learned. Let me quickly find out a few, one or two questions with your permission, what our participants have asked, so that we can have it from you. And yes, of course, yes, somebody has asked about the text. Yes, it is from Srimad Bhagavatam, the Ekadashi Skanda, the 11th Skanda, where Krishna is teaching to his beloved friend and disciple like Arjuna how he showed the Bhagavad Gita. It is Uddhava Gita.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
Why is this called Uddhava Gita, Guruji? He could have, like Bhagavad Gita is called Bhagavad Gita when Krishna spoke to Arjuna. So this could have been called as Bhagavad Gita too. But why it is called Uddhava Gita? Is there any particular reason for it?
The reason is this was attempted and tempted and motivated and requisitioned by Uddhava. All these days, when people are bringing a lot of problems to me, you are there as my guru. In Kali Yuga, when you say that you are not coming in human form, who will be my guru? Please tell me who will be my guru. So he prompted, Uddhava prompted, the result is Uddhava Gita.
So there in Bhagavad Gita, it is Krishna who brings the
Arjuna Vishada Yoga. He was suppressed, oppressed, depressed, about to run away, about to escape. Then Krishna takes the initiative, and it comes from Krishna, Bhagavad Gita.
Because there Krishna is a prerana for the knowledge, so it's Bhagavad Gita. Here Uddhava is a prerana for Krishna to say Bhagavad Gita.
Beautiful, very well.
What a nice acknowledgement for the Sishya also. That so ours is not only a Guru Parampara, but a Guru Sishya Parampara.
Correct, beautiful, very well.
What very nicely you have brought out. And then also, one thing I would like to ask you, Guruji, on behalf of our participants who have put this question. Like often the Shastra says, you have to have one Guru and go and do surrender to him. Tad vidhi pranipate. Even Krishna himself says in the Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevayam. So when you have the nature as a Guru, as rightly you said, most of the people, we can learn from them indirectly. So don't we think that we have to have a Guru in the physical form to whom we go and then do his seva and then learn like Gurukula Vasa and all? So do you think only if we select the natural elements like what Krishna has told out of these 24 Gurus, we take some maybe from the sun, moon and all, that is always there. But is that alone enough? Because many people today feel if we have, nature as a Guru and we don't have a physical Guru, it's enough like that they think. So what do you say?
See, when all these natural elements becomes a Guru, that's good. But somebody has to show the way to you. This nature is also a Guru.
Like the way you showed us now.
Somebody has to indicate, has to show, so lead, guide, direct towards the right things. That physical Guru, personal Guru who is knowledgeable, Guru is noble, who is divine. In the real sense of the term, who is a Guru, it is always safer, better, and absolutely essential. And he will direct towards all these Gurus.
Wonderful, Guruji. So also out of all this, yes, we understand there are a lot of lessons for us to learn and then for us to imbibe and do it. But still we will have our practical difficulty. It's very nice to hear when you say this from your words. When we hear, we are very motivated. Tomorrow when we go to our practical life, we have our ragadvesha, we have our own arishad vargas which come and attack us. So how do we sustain this inspiration what we get from gurus like you? What is the way to sustain this interest and inspiration?
You see, we're all conditioned. Mind conditioning. It has conditioned so much. Even though mega motivation, meta motivation, and maximum motivation is given by to an average Indian, still after 1 hour, that fellow will be the same old fellow. Unless continuous charging is there, mobile will not work. So continuous charging. Always be motivated, be directed, be inspired, keep up the spirits, have the energy, be powerful. If the world will not motivate, self-motivation is the best motivation, continuous motivation is the best motivation. Be always on the charge, have the spirits, have the energy, and think great, achieve great.
Thank you, Guruji. I think this opportunity, what you are providing, gurus like you who are coming, and even in online at this difficult time of pandemic situation, we are having this month-long festival, and this is the right way, I think, to be in satsanga and then recharge, and regenerate. A nice way that you have put. So, natural guru can give qualities, but it cannot guide. What is Ramuji saying? A natural guru can give qualities, but it cannot guide in Vedanta for us to get relieved from the samsara. So he's putting his comment like that. Yes, Guruji. So one more thing that what I would like to hear from you, like the way you have presented 24 gurus of Krishna and Avaduta, Dattatreya, that all are mostly natural elements. Sometimes we are attracted towards, for example, today we heard you. We wanted to follow you as a guru. Tomorrow there will be another speaker who will be speaking the similar way, and whose speech will also be equally competent, equally knowledgeable, everything. So then our mind goes to that. So even physical gurus, when we see today, a lot of people, even the yoga field, we see this at one day, we are following Ramdev Baba, the other day, Shri and Sadhguru and all people. So what do you suggest? Is it good to take lessons from all these physical gurus and then imbibe also? Sometimes what happens, there is a contradiction between one person's philosophy, other person's philosophy. Now then our mind goes into a confusion. So how can we do that? What is the clarity for that?
Number one, it calls for maturity and experience. Maturity means go on unloading, dissociating with more number of people, filtering. Secondly, your experience and maturity gives you the valid, acceptable, understandable, noble, and a divine guru. Nobility and divinity are the very important factors to be associated with the guru. Mere knowledge and intellect and sharpness and smartness doesn't make a guru. Many people in the form of the gurus have this intellectual capability of convincing you, converting you. But your test should be divinity. The moment you start listening to a bhajan tears, you are the guru. It takes you towards the God. Ultimately, all the teachings and knowledge is you should become nearer and dearer to the God. So that your life becomes meaningful here, relevant here, and you start serving everybody. So the divinity and nobility blended with the real knowledge, the contemporary knowledge, that makes a guru, wonderful guru.
Thank you, Guruji, for throwing light on all these wonderful things and answering with patience all our questions. I think questions will be endless. We are all, Murkhas. There will be a lot of questions which will be coming, but your patience and excellent answers are slowly, removing the sorrow, the clouds of sorrow from all of us and showering the rain of wisdom for all of us. Thank you. And also, before I ask you how we can follow you and listen to your talks or attend your classes or to get your contact details also. I would like to, do the last part of the session, which we have a Utsava Geetam for this global festival of humanity, divinity in humanity. We have a special song composed, and we will have that played. And then we have here in Adhyatma Yoga, Shri Radha Yogeshwar, Krishna is here. So we will have the Aarti for him. I request Guruji to bless us during that. And then we would ask you to give your last message for us. And then, how we can reach out to you, how we can follow your teachings and classes also.
Okay.
So I request my friend Kotiji to present us the song, the Utsava Geetam. And everybody please stay with us. I have very important announcement to be made for the sessions of tomorrow. So before that, we will go ahead with the song. And I request maybe Ashala, please play the notice for tomorrow. Then we will go to the song. I request to share the program of tomorrow. Then we will go to the song tomorrow. Yeah. So we are having tomorrow at another great session. Sri Krishna is Rasikotama. Is the Kala Rasika, Sakala Kala Gunatmaka. Krishna is. In him we see songs, dance, and everything. He's a Rasa Leela Pradarshaka and Kali and Nardana that he does, and lot of compositions. There is no music without Krishna. There is no aesthetics. There is no dance without Krishna. It may be in any state of the country. There is no Shilpa Shastra without Krishna. So we are going to have a great scholar and a true devotee of Krishna, Dr. Aarti VB, Aarti Bala Subramaniam. She is going to present us on Rasikotama Shri Krishna, the epicenter of fine arts, taking wonderful incidences and things from Krishna's life, and which will be supported very well by her singings, her song renditions. She is going to present it from her center, Advaita Academy, with a team. I assure you there will be no technical difficulties of the audio system like what happened 2 days back. So we'll be having an excellent session on Shri Krishna, the epicenter of fine arts, by Dr. Aarti VB from Advaita Academy. And also from day after tomorrow, from 19th, we're going to have a series of events called the Harikatha Saptaha Malika. The next slide, please. We're going to have a series of events, some 7-day discourse series. Yeah. So try to make the screen bigger. So we're going to have the Harikatha Saptaha Malika, which is presented by Vijay Shri School of Harikatha, founded by the very famous Harikatha exponent, Srimati Vishaka Hari. As we all know, the first day she has come for the inauguration. So on 26th, she is going to present on Krishna, the global phenomenon. Before that, from 19th, we are going to have the Katha series started by Ramya Sridhar on Krishna Jananam, Krishna's birth. Next with Krishna's Bala Leela, Gokul Leela, Vrindavan Leela, Rasa Leela, then the Mathura Leela, and Rukmini Kalyanam, and Kuchela Upaganam. 7 days, 7 people are going to present us the Krishna Leela in a beautiful musical discourse in English. The first ever time it is happening like this by different speakers on different dates. So please do follow, and then followed by that we will have excellent Swamiji speeches also like that today we had. So this will be part of the Krishna Kala series. So with this, we once again thank all of you for being part of the festival today. My humble pranams to Guruji, Dr. Arlamalike Parthasardhiji. And before we go to the song and conclude, I request Guruji to please kindly tell how we can reach out to you, how we can contact you, maybe your email or something. Can we share, Guruji, so that our participants who want to reach out to you?
Subhavaya, extremely thankful to you. In fact, you are a light, you are a delight, you are enlightenment. And you speak with smiling with speaking. Remarkable. Hearty congratulations to you.
I'm seeing you there, therefore the smile is coming, even though I have a lot of probably stress of organizing all those, but I'm seeing you in front of me, so the smile is coming, and Shri Krishna is in the back radiating that smile probably.
Beautiful. Now, next month, from September 18th, there will be Adhika Masa starting.
Yeah.
After 33 months, this Adhika Masa is emerging.
Wow.
Adhika Masa is the most auspicious among the masas. Like Ganga river is the most auspicious among the tirthas. Like the Meru Parvata or Himalaya is the most auspicious and sacred among the Parvatas. Like that among the masas, this Adhika Masa is called Purushottama Masa. because Lord Purushottam, Lord Mahavishnu himself will be having the Sannidhana, special Sannidhana during this month. And it's also called as Dana Masa. It's in this month, even if you give one item of Dana, it fetches you 33 times of Punya from Dana. That is the speciality of this. So for this Adhika Masa, we have brought out one mega book of the century called as Haridasara Hattu Savira Hadugalu. You can see
10,000 songs of Haridasas.
to 10,000 Devaranamas and Kirtanas of Haridasas in one single book of 2,200 pages.
Wow.
This is also in music and literary circles, people consider this as the book of the century. And this book we have made so that this should be there with all the members of the bhajan community, the music community, satsangs, Vishnu Sahasranam and Lalita Sahasranam mandalis, temples, libraries, senior citizens. With all these people, it will be very useful, everyday reference, encyclopedia. So we have requested the people to purchase 2 books, one to keep and one for Dana during the Adhika Masa. So the book is available. I have given you my email and you got my telephone number also. Those who are interested, you can actually take. Every day I am actually delivering a half-an-hour lecture on Vishnu Sahasranama. More than 26,000 people in different parts of the world are listening it every day. So if you are interested, I request our Subbu Bhaiya to give my email and my telephone number so that you can WhatsApp to me and you can start getting those lectures from tomorrow itself. And those who want this book for giving dana and to keep in the Adhika Masa, you can, we will give the telephone number through our Subbu Bhaiya to all of them. Or if you can contact me through WhatsApp, we will give you the full details. So let me thank especially for this extraordinary arrangements and the facilities, and the design of the program is so great. Nobody has done this Kuchilopakyana, Rukmini Kalyana, wonderful Rasalila, everything of the Krishna, all directions and all dimensions of Krishna at one stroke, in one single place, in 1 month. You have done it. Great contribution to the whole divinity in humanity. Best of luck. God bless you. God bless all the listeners today. Best of luck.
It is all by the blessings of gurus like you, and it's not, I'm just representing the entire team which is supporting me, all our students and our faculty members, and Advaita Academy is supporting us technically through various things. So with all friends, I'm just representing all of them, and I share these blessings which you have showered upon me. You are blessed to have Pejavar Shrigalu on the first day, Vishwaprasannatita Swamiji, who started this. I have got the blessings of Puttike Mat Swamiji, who agreed to come on the conclusion day to give it a grand conclusion, even though September 11th will be the Krishna Lilotsava in Udupi Mat, that will be there. So Swamiji agreed and to be blessed. So Krishna is coming through all of you Mahatmas and blessing us, Guruji. And I would like to share, I have shared the email of Guruji. I will also share you the WhatsApp number also in the chat box so that you can send a WhatsApp message and get to have Guruji Satsangs. It is 9480 304541. Also, Guruji, we have request, do you have books in English? This book is in Kannada, some of them who are non-committed.
My Vishnu Sahasranama English book has been released in 14 countries of the world.
Wow.
It is declared as best book in English on Vishnu Sahasranama 400-page book. So the book is available in English.
Very nice. So those who want these books can probably WhatsApp me in the group, or you can directly contact Guruji also. So you will be able to get that. So with this, Guruji has also already showered us blessings to all of us. We will now conclude with the Utsava Geetam and Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Krishna.
Jai.
You, Guruji. I request your presence to listen the song and bless us for the Utsava Geetam. I request Koti ji to please present the song with which we conclude now.
Thank you.
जय यदुकुल तिलक भगवन् यमुना तीरजर देवकी स्तुत वसुदेव सुत माधव मधुरम शकटासुरमुख सुररिपुसूदन नागभोगनटन बहुधाराधा प्रियकरण नागभोगनटन बहुधाराधा प्रियकरण कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु हलधर वर सहज तरुण मुरलीधरण नट मल्लविमर्दन मातुल मथन मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय रुक्मिण्यपहरणं समरे जाम्बवती वर्णम् मणिवर समुदित भामाभरणं विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णाम्बसनेन पार्थं गीतावचनेन परिपालितवान् योगिवरेण्यो धर्मग्लानिहर शाश्वत गोप्ता मनुजान धर्मग्लानिहर शाश्वत गोप्ता मनुजान तव लीला स्मरणं कृष्ण शोकमोहहरणं तवोपदेशाध्ययनाचरणं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दफलम् पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दफलम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
Jai Shri Krishna.